Alright, so I forgot to start the dryer on the way out to the apartment. The dryer there. So, yeah. Sometimes you forget things. Gotta let it go. You know what I mean? Same thing with the whole testing back and forth thing. Well, like certain egos here, constant testing me. I'm like, I wonder how much it would be when they realize that's just a part of life. That's just called learning from one and another. You know, we're just learning from each other. And then it's like, well, there's also the fact it's like me saying these things. I want to see how you're going to react. That's a part of the test. It's just stuff I planned in the past. I don't remember as much. In fact, if at all, a better way to put it is I don't remember at all till after, right around during the moment it's happening. Which is the worst. Like, talk about triggering memories, right? Like, it's like amnesia is suddenly coming in. Terrible. Anyways. See here, there's another lesson here I was trying to figure out. Right. There's no real reason to get that upset about big consequences as a possibility, meaning anxiety, moving forward in life. Like a relationship. Like, let's say, so I met someone on Tinder, for what it's worth. And, I was the one that had to initiate them to be able to come to me. Because I have a bike, and they're like over an hour and a half away with a fucking car. I was like, are you sure? I was like, no events, but like after a certain point, 2 weeks, 3 weeks goes by. I'm not looking to be strung along. You don't want to do video calls, you know, or any real phone calls. You know what I mean? Like, I know you're who you say you are. I know that, but still, like, this is kind of weird. I'm like, nah. Anyways, we met up. I had a date. It was my first date ever. I'm like, I can tell I don't. Like, first off, too fat, too ugly. Like, I don't in any way like her. Like, for what it's worth, physically, mentally, and emotionally, personality wise, I kind of get well, we're not compatible. Turns out we weren't compatible. Long story short of it is, she kept stringing me along. I'm a good looking, tall guy. There are a lot of people around here that are a little bit more progressive and democratic and, social and all that stuff. A lot more conservative stuff. Anyways, um, and what I was trying to get across is like, well, I needed to learn how to break up with someone. I knew that I'd break up with this person. Like, I knew I would. Like, it didn't matter. Like, I knew I would. And she matched with me and kept it going. And I wasn't stringing her along. It's like, well, I haven't really ever had a relationship. Might as well try. Might as well get somewhere. See what happens. You know what I mean? And it felt like an obligation. Because I was the one that needed to essentially initiate her even showing up after like 3 weeks of talking to me. And kind of getting like, sort of pissed off about the excuses after a certain point. It's like, what the yeah, I'm not like pissed off. It's just like, look, you know what? I need someone that's willing to fucking actually travel. I need someone that's willing to, try and treat me like I should be treated. We don't even have to go. She doesn't have like a lot of income to like a place. We can at least fucking talk online, but she doesn't want that. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird. It's like I'm the one that has to be like, well, are you sure you really actually like? Are we really gonna fucking like actually date? It's been 3 weeks. Like generally speaking, you're gonna fucking try and have like I know it's a decent distance, but still, you're gonna try to meet up. Like, do you like me? What is this? What are you doing? I said that more or less. It's a paraphrase, but that's what that is. And then that's basically what that ended up entailing is a decent, I guess, date. The first date. Second date is another decent date. Kind of cut short to a degree. But she's the one driving like a fucking long time to get to me. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I have literally no income. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is getting a bit ridiculous. And she has a whole family. She's babysitting. She's doing all this shit for her family, and she's trying to sell a tiny house. She's had several businesses, fibromyalgia, trying to, get out of her, shit with the house because she wants to sell it. She can't fucking deal with that. You know what I mean? I'm like, she's honestly a decent person I guess for the most part, but I'm an obligation. Like, in no way am I an actual priority or anything a part of her life. She doesn't give a shit about me. Like, for what it's worth, that's the truth. Like, I never really want to know anything about what is going on with you. I'm the one that has to say it. Never ask. It's like, you never want to get to know anything about me. Likes, dislikes, stuff like that. And so you don't. You know what I mean? She didn't. Like, it's all these subtle things that I think a lot of people that need to learn how to rip that band-aid off. Bite that bullet and just fucking go. Where it's like, hey, you're getting strung along, motherfucker. Like, you need to treat yourself with better self-respect, self-worth, and self-confidence. Have something inside of yourself that's a little better than that. You deserve better. To be better treated, And that's what that was. It's like, oh, we'll second date, and it's like, oh, well, we'll be fuck buddies. I'm like, you've never had sex. You're like over an hour and a half away. It's like, I was already thinking about just fucking like ending this before that point, for what it was worth. It didn't though, because it's like, well, I can cut your hair, or here's a cat, or fucking shit like that. Maybe we'll have sex the next time I come over. I was like, fucking, I'm out. I played the game. Pretty simple shit. It's like, look, okay, so let's try and schedule this. You know what I mean? What's your schedule look like? Like, no two buts about it. I'm trying to fucking figure this shit out. Like, I've got my own life too. You know what I mean? Like, hey, dude, you think I don't have a life? I have a life. I have appointments. I have fucking hikes to go. I have got shit to do. I actually do. For what it's worth, I do. And so it's like, I need to schedule around you. It's like, well, I'm going to spend 3 hours one way to go babysit some kids and spend 3 hours coming back. Her fuel, her gas, her life. Obviously, even though she's like, I hate my parents and my brother because they're super Christian and I'm now more of a hippie and stuff. I'm going to go do this to babysit. Just to get her weed. For what it's worth, just to get her fucking weed. That's what it was. Like, I know what that is. You know what I mean? And she's trying to sell her tiny house, and it's like, her parents don't, she definitely doesn't want to stay with her parents, and she's got a sister. Whole fucking shit show story. Life's chaotic. And she's trying to basically schmooze up and figure out a way to where she can maybe possibly stay, because she doesn't have a place to stay. The tiny house is it. And she does not want to live with her parents because they are super hyper conservative, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, I can see that from a mile away. It's easy as fuck for me. And then it goes and turns into like, alright, so you don't want to schedule, and then the thing that we scheduled, stuff happens. You want to change it. Except, like, your whole thing was, I'm just not feeling up to it. Okay, right. But, like, still, it was like 2 weeks out. You know what I mean? And this is after I kind of had to like, hey, so I have to keep reminding you. Like honestly, I'm not like always doing it. You know, it's like about a week, 2 weeks. You know, that kind of thing. Say, when are we gonna see each other next? You know. Oh, I know what the fuck this is. But I know I got people watching. Like I know I do. Like I know I do. I know they fucking like sent this motherfucker because it's like, well, this is a test man. She's a fatty pig. You know, some shit like that they're thinking about. You know, that disgusting language that they'll use. Like, you know, it's fucking fucker. I was like, I'm good. Hey, here, I'll tell you, I got self confidence, self esteem, self worth. Fuck this. I already called what this is. I already knew what this is. I already knew I was going to break up. I already knew what I was going to have for conversations. I mean, all we're going to do is have basic bitch. And it's like, I can tell I'm basically the only person that's probably messaging her every dang day, consistently throughout the day. I can't totally, fully 100% confirm that, but it's like, she's got a grandpa that she's fucking taking care of. She's doing her tiny house. It's like, she's got a whole fucking life. You know what I mean? I'm like, I literally say it. It's like, look, I want to be a priority. I want to be involved in your life. I want to get to know you. I want to, you know, that kind of thing. We're nowhere. Totally doxed it. I'm like, I know what this is, and that's not what I'm looking for. Honestly, I'm not looking for bullshit small talk about what I did during the day when, like, if I'm being really fucking honest, you don't even care about what I do during the day. You don't even care about talking about your own fucking shit. That's the truth. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, what am I fucking hanging on to? Like, this sex doesn't matter, the haircut doesn't matter, the fucking cat doesn't matter. Yeah. And then I just fucking cut her off. Then we'll go find someone else. There's a bit more to it than that, but, you know, whatever, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Like, fuck this. What am I waiting for? Who are you? You're not that important. Like, you literally don't give a shit. Like, you displayed that, obviously. Like, you don't care. It's like, she treated you nicely. No, see, that's subtle negative shit. That's subtle negative toxic shit. Or treating you like you're not worth and deserving of basic shit. Like kindness and, you know, importance and priority. Like, that's how you treat friends, bro. Like, we're my friend with benefit. It's not how you treat friends. If that's how you treat your friends, fuck, I never want to be a friend with you. You know, I'm like talking to you consistently throughout the day, every day. That takes a lot out of me. It's hard for me to do that. Like, you're a genuine stressor in my life now. I have ADHD. I have to fucking constantly remind myself, and if I don't do it, because sometimes I don't feel like I can, it causes me problems. Stress, anxiety, depression. I did, though. Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to put the effort in. Bitch did not return it. It's true. It's like, you're not a bitch. You're a bitch. You're a subtle bitch. You're a covert one. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really give a fuck at all. That's the truth. And it's like, yeah, you're still part of that Christian. She goes like, oh, you need to understand. It takes me. It's so much anxiety, you know, for us. It would have been her first time. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, all right. Well, you know, I have some anxiety. I've only had a little bit of experience, so it's, you know, that kind of thing. Doesn't care. Like, for what it's worth. I don't think that helped me. That helps me, but it's basically what she said. But didn't change a fucking thing. It's like, we don't have to do nothing until you're comfortable. Like, I literally don't have to do any of that. I don't give a fuck. I basically said that. I just wanted you to show up. I want to hang out with you. I want to be in your life. Nope. Nothing. I go like, wow. So the stuff I stressed about and knew that what I would ultimately have to do back when I was in like elementary school, and that's the reason why I didn't want to ever get into a relationship with someone, turned out to be true. I'm 31 now. He's like, well, I'm an adult. They told me as an adult you'll be more mature. Well, it's the same. It's the same fucking existential problem I used to have back then. It's like, oh, this is my fucking life. I just have to work doing this and everything sucks constantly. All my friends are terrible. And I keep them around because I'm lonely. And I do that until I die. And there's gonna be a death just through torture slowly. So I was 9 fucking years old dealing with that. That's a genuine thing. I remember it because I was going to Golfland for my birthday party. And I just zoned out having this massive existential panic. Just disassociated from what the hell is going on. Just like my friend doesn't even want to be here. They wants to talk to my fucking younger sister. Doesn't even give a fuck about me. And it's like, wow. It's the same as my mother and my father. It's not even a joke. That's literally what I did. It's not a joke. Not in the slightest. And it's like, alright, well, shit. I really want to fucking, like, talk to this person. Like, I have all the fucking feelings, the butterflies. No, I'm a fucking kid, right? My first thought, it's probably not going to work out. And I'll have to fucking deal with her crying. When I don't even give a shit. Because ultimately, she proved that not worth my time. I don't really want to get involved with that because everybody's going to hate me and think I'm a terrible person. But then when they get older, they'll fucking see that I was actually a decent person. It's pretty normal. And she probably won't even care. She just feels like she needs to cry. Because that's what everybody else does. The whole monkey slapping another monkey on the fucking ladder. You know, that kind of thing. And it's true. So I'm like, I don't know how to tell that to a fucking person. Every time I say anything like that, and I don't just do like the whole cutesy, I'm a ADHD, infantilization me thing, they get all weirded out and disturbed and then look at me very sternly. And it's like, oh, yeah, I don't really want to fucking do that anymore. Like honestly, I can't put in the mask. I don't want a mask. I don't want to deal with you. I'm already dealing with all this other shit at my house, my family, myself. I'm fucking starting to have myself shit myself because of all the abuse my parents are putting me through, along with all the fucking medications they're trying to put me on because of my severe ADHD. It's like, thanks for all the fucking bullying and teasing. Don't even understand. I have like a baby that's basically just a shit baby inside of my colon. It's real hard to pass, yeah. Yeah, but kids don't really care. It's like, how do you talk to them about that? As a person that's the same age and equal to you. Where it's like, these are my genuine emotions. I think these are genuinely my real emotions. These are genuinely the things I said out loud or in my head had thoughts. I still have the memories. For what it's worth, those are still vivid memories. It's like they're always associated with realizations of points in time. They're very significant. It's like, look, how can I talk to, Timmy or fucking John or any of them about this fucking problem I'm having? It seems like none of them even understand what it is I'm doing or saying. And whenever I talk to adults, they get really concerned. They're like, you need more medications or you're psychotic or something. Thanks, mom, dad, all that shit. But that's a genuine thing I dealt with. Like, for real, it is. It's actually genuinely a real thing I dealt with in elementary school. I was like, well, gotta do it eventually. Turns out I was right. Just in a way different capacity, except not really. It's like you are there like that. Like, you're gonna treat me like that. It's like, hey, basically no different than my family. This fucking person. I deserve way better treatment than that. I'm not desperate in the slightest. Even though it sounds like I am. But see, these are your genuine emotions and thoughts that you would never verbally say out loud. Most likely. Like, you just wouldn't. Because it makes it sound like you're desperate. It makes it sound like it's just sex, 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 sex. It makes it sound like that. But it's not. That's not. It's just like, oh, yeah, you were a learning experience, and I learned more than enough, fast enough, that I just don't give a fuck. Like, no offense, but she's like, all men are more likely to rape. It's like, oh, okay. So, all things being equal, real quick one on this one statistically, because you're a feminist. You're either saying there's a cultural, societal version of you should rape as a man going on, so nurture, or there's a fundamental difference to our nature that makes us worse than you, so you're special and better as a feminist somehow. And it's like, it's just not true. If you aggregate that data, average it out, you account genuinely for the fact that a lot of men do not report and a lot of women get away with rape of minors quite often. It goes unreported. It's not considered as serious or even rape sometimes. Then you further increase that problem when it comes down to, like, well, for what it's worth, there are different people going on at different countries and states. And you might see a greater increase in one area than another for various genders. It's like a lot of these studies are just kind of, eh. I suppose you could say something about it, but it would really be like very hyper specific for these genuine, just small little things that are there. Like, they, all things being equal, you should be the same. You should have the same amount of rapists, regardless of your gender. Even if there is a power dynamic going on where a man is, as feminist as you are, you have to admit, generally speaking, men are bigger and stronger than women. So it's like, that's a bit of a thing. And it is. But then at the same time, it's like, wait. If you can't admit to that, you're probably not a person you can really have a conversation with about this. Because, like, generally, they are. It's not averaged at all. It's not like, oh, no. Like, when you look at the very, very extremes of, height, it's like men still dominate that. And then the smallest, I think, I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to say anything. And then, like, generally, population of male, yeah, larger, more muscle, bone density higher. Testosterone, yeah, that's a part of that. Good old that thing coursing through our veins. Whoopie-doo for me, as far as I'm concerned. It's like, you have to have the ability to be a fucking realistic individual. You can't fucking say some bullshit like they're just not, because they are. That being said, it's also this, well, that's kind of a cop out. Like there are other ways to. There's like women honestly poison their husbands way more often than men in a way to kill them. Like we're talking straight up murder, pre-planned, premeditated, but they get away with it with less actual, like, you know, time behind bars for that given crime. Because it's not considered as violent or as heinous or some bullshit. It's like, it's still the same. It's still murder. What's the difference? It's premeditated. Like, they knew they were going to kill the shit out of that person. The fuck? Why is that a thing? There's like, there's a lot of that. Because, like, back in the day, feminists, first waves, were like, you will send me to jail for the same amount of time as that man. Now they're like, I ain't going to do that. I ain't gonna fucking do that. You know what I mean? It's like, are they treated special? And it's like, I mean, there's gives and takes there. I feel like not a single one of them ever want to acknowledge the double standards that exist on both sides, and the clear hypocrisies, and the obvious, like, it's okay for them but not you stuff. Which is, again, double standard, but then there's black and white thinking is about certain things. It's a whole thing that I talked about earlier, too. Where it's just like, that's your fucking problematic thinking and acting. You know what I mean? Your decision making and stuff. You don't even want to see it, perceive it. It's like, that's what I'm trying to get across when it comes down to all things being equal. No, actually, there should be the same. If you're a feminist, you should believe that. And you're a real feminist. You should honestly believe that. Like, you're the same. Why would it be different? Like, there's testing methodology problems, which are not standardized in the slightest. And people can lie, because it's kind of like, well, you know, they didn't report it to, well, I don't feel comfortable telling you. You know what I mean? So there's that problem. And then there's like, well, there's a nurture. I mean, like, society really does make men want to. They just tell them to rape people. There's just flyers everywhere. Rape women. Just all the rape. There's so much just like rape the women's going on up here in America. You know. No one says that. Just so you know. Not no one, but the vast majority of people are not going on about that. But it says a pervasive culture that women should put out or whatever. And then men should provide. And ultimately they are worthless and they need to make a name and blah, 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 blah. And so more violent acts and so on, so on, so on until eventually rape. So it seems like an awful lot of toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, feminism, really, being honest about it, seems to contribute to more rape outright by men. Talk to her about that. She did not respond too well about that. It's like basic fucking survivorship bias here. Double standard, hypocritical viewpoints by the society that runs the tests. Obvious, like, problematic, ways of taking the damn thing. Running the study. And then, like, a society that doesn't ever want to acknowledge its pain and suffering going on with men. Not with women, with men. Men ultimately will lash out. You're not treating the real systemic issue. You are contributing to it. You are literally doing that. If you don't know, like, you are literally helping make that be a thing. By not acknowledging, validating their issues. But it's like, no, we already have all of these issues. Like, no, all of those issues work together to create that problem. That's how that works. It's like, no, there's not a single fucking person that was a mass shooter that has any mental health issues. I saw that fucking study. I'm like, what the fuck? Bullshit. Literally, the very idea of a mass shooting is a cry for help. to a, hey, I want to be a narcissist that just, fucking is big. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's literally what that is. It's like so overwhelming, all this stuff. This is the only thing I can do to, man, I'm literally so inferior and shitty, I need to make a name for it, and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's nothing but mental health problems. But you never want to acknowledge that. We talk about the mental health problems of men here. You don't want to. Just like, well, obviously they're gonna fucking need sex. It's clear. When you reduce porn too, what do you know? You start seeing an increase in uptake of violent and or just rape in general in a given area. Like, that's a real thing. It's a known, studied thing. And then I go like, so these feminists don't acknowledge this, like, often, like, the double standard, and they don't understand, like, they're going to go after that. And it's like, well, no, but, well, especially with kids. I'm like, oh, with kids. Yeah, no, I just talked about how that's definitely underreported with women. Like, that's a genuine understood fact. So it's like, well, wait a second, so that obviously isn't true. And then she kept doubling down. I was like, I'm not really a big fan of somebody that doesn't view me as good as her. Like, that's literally what that is. Ooh, fucking hell. I mean, then it turns into like, well, it cost me so much fucking, gas. And I'm like, well, I get the other, you're trying to make sure you get your medicine and everything. And, yeah, I do that, right? And he's like, well, we can plan it, try and make it a thing. I could try and put something in or whatever, but it's like, went nowhere. But again, gas, an hour and a half to me, an hour and a half back. 3 hours to the valley to babysit her brother's kids, and 3 hours back, a little over. Does that multiple times a week. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? Oh. Surprise, surprise. I'm like, oh, wow. It's like, you have no idea how hard it is for me to give you my, it's like, what the fuck is this? You're fucking like 28. Like 29, some shit like that. Like, okay, that's a big deal for you. I'm not gonna fucking shit on you. But, like, we clearly have different, whole fucking, it's like, we don't have to do anything. And I meant that. I still mean that. And I told her that. But it's like, yeah, no, that thing between your legs is more valuable than it's worth to you. Like, for what it's worth. Like, it's not that valuable. Like, that fucking virginity is not that valuable. Like, and to you it is. But, like, that's the Christian problem. It's like, you got out and everything, and now you're more of a hippie, but then that's still a thing. And I'm saying, it's a big deal for you, and like, you want to blah, 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 blah. But it's like, fuck, no. Get the hell out of here. Like, you are obviously not my kind of thing. Like, for real. The kind of person I'm looking for is, like, not that way. Like, no, fuck this. I want this done, over with, gone out. That actually fucking understands that part. Was, like, honestly not that big of a deal, and if I can have a chance, finally, to get rid of something. You know what I mean? Like, fuck this. Why do we have to fucking, like, fuck around? Like, what's with the whatever that is? The slowdown. What's with this fear? What's with this anxiety on this one? What, like, for real? Like, what is this? Like, it's the consequences? Don't have the, like, there's gonna be consequences forever. Pursue what's gonna make you a little bit better and happy. Stop that. Stop considering it. That's the lesson I eventually got you to. Stop considering and overthinking. Just fucking go. Just fucking go. Just do that. That's it. I mean, that's simple as that. Like, literally, just go. Just like, hey, you have a kid? Well, raise the kid as best you can. Your parents did it to you. Whatever. Fuck it. Figure some shit out. Like, you gotta do this. Like, it's the same thing I had to deal with when I was fucking homeless. It's like, hey, well, I have no food. Well, where's the food? Well, they think that this is food. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna go there and maybe eat some food. Oh, there's some food. Okay, I guess I'll figure out how to get the food. Like, do the basics. Just fucking try. Step by step. Just fucking go. Just stop. That's the whole point. That you're reading and you're taking too much fucking shit into this. And it's like, but it's not your fault. And it's like, it's important to you. And that's fine. But it's like, you're placing something, and like, you're not the kind of person I would want to be with. In every fucking way. Like, I knew that. I knew I'd be breaking up with you. Like, I knew the moment you matched. I knew all this fucking, like, I was just like, fuck this. This is to, placate the fucking watchers. The people that are watching. The people that are hacking, all that shit. This is for them. That's all she was. That's it. Literally. It's a test for them. It's like, here, I fucking showed you that I know what I'm doing and everything. Fuck off. I show that I'm mature. I show you that I don't give a fuck. I show you that it's like, we're done. You need to fucking leave it alone. Stop trying to do the test thing. I was already testing you about this. It's like, I know she's gonna have a social obligation is what the guy is that tried to fucking send that motherfucker over here, which he's, whatever it is. But it's like, it's an obligation. It's like, oh, you matched, no, you gotta try, and blah 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 blah. There's no actual love. There's no actual I want to do this. There's no any of that really honestly going on. There's no excitement. There's no nothing. And it's like, I was the one that had to actually fucking ask and like really kind of, say something about the fact that this person did not, after 3 fucking, that's a red flag. Like, for fucking real. Like, you don't want to fucking like, in like a week or two, like fucking have something together. And you're telling me that you don't really have that much, that you're trying to get on SSI too. And it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you don't have enough money or something. And it's like, no, it just turns out there's not a lot of that. It's just like, fucking doesn't like it. Doesn't want to do this. It's like, there are other priorities. That's what that is. It's like, I don't want that fucking shit in my life. I want to be the priority. You know what I mean? I want to be the thing that's fucking deserving of the attention. Fucking loved. Cared for. Fuck all the, you didn't want me to be in your life? You know what I mean? And what is that about? You don't want me to help you with your house? You don't want me to help you with your fucking any of it? You don't want me to fucking ever talk about any of your hopes or dreams or any of the fucking, what the fuck? The fuck? The fuck is this? You know what I mean? Because it's like, I did. It's like, barely. Briefly. I had 2 dates and like fucking never-ending small talk conversation day to day. Fucking, which I'm fine with, but then it's like, I'm not fine with. It's like, you never bothered to want to fucking know anything. It's you made it clear what the fuck this was. Like, that's what that is. It's like, you made it fucking clear. It's like, I knew what the hell this was. I knew what I was going to have to do. It was like, I'm fucking just breaking up with it. It was breaking up, quotation marks. Never a girlfriend. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just fucking, like, hey, don't respond to me, basically. It's like, I'm just letting you know, I'm going to go find other people. You seem cool. I hope your fucking family and all this other shit, goes well. Truthfully, I didn't say fucking, but like, I do. Try your best to go through all that. Because like, that shit's a lot. Like, and, for what it's worth, that's going to be your life. That's your life. You know what I mean? It's not my life. And it's clear you don't want me involved in your life. So it's like, this is what this is. It's like, I don't need to do any of this. And it's like, that's the consequence. The anxiety. It's like, you don't need to think that hard. Have fun. You don't. Stop worrying about babies. Stop worrying about what the fuck the sex meant. Stop worrying if you were good or bad or anything else. You can fucking deal with it later. You can fucking get better later. You can fucking figure it out. Stop fucking around. Deal with it. Stop fucking pussyfooting around the fact that you just have to deal with things. That's all life is. Consequences, yeah, they're never ending. You fucking lifted that paperclip up and you put it over there. Guess what? Whole fucking world causes a problem. You know what I mean? You don't know what it is. It's chaos theory mathematics. But that's physics for you. It's gonna go do something else somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like it's like fucking Japan or something. Some dude's coffee is gonna fucking spill. Next thing you know, some fucking goddamn new manga is created because the guy had a eureka moment or some shit. You know? And like that's all that is. But it's a paperclip moving it somewhere, right? That's all that is. And you don't know what that's gonna be. You don't know when it's gonna be. That could be fucking decades from now. And that's true. So it's like, really, realistically, fucking shut up about it. That's the fucking lesson. That's an Eastern lesson. In a Western way. It's an Eastern philosophy, Western way teaching lesson. Stop fucking around with too much thinking. Find happiness. Shut up and just do that. I don't want to fuck around anymore. It's like I'm sick and tired. It's like, have some fucking love for yourself, you little bitch. Like, fucking do some of that. You know what I mean? Have some self-worth and self-esteem. If you don't, find someone that's going to fucking at least make it so that, wait, you're still happy not having that. Okay? Fuck off. Jeez. Sick and tired of it. Because it's like, well, what was this then to you? And it's like, it was nothing. For what it was worth, it was honestly nothing. It's like, well, I want to see if I can talk to someone. I want to see if I can actually have a date. And see if I can, hold myself together. Yeah, that kind of thing. I did. I can talk well. Went well. Keep conversations going. That thing. It's like I basically just brushed a lot of like dirt out of the, the fucking shit that was that I haven't really used in a while. And the same fucking, problem arose for me for the existential dread problem, which is like, so I have to go through this dating. It's just a never-ending shithole that, like, you have to pay money to basically get anywhere with any of them at all. And then, but we're not finished just yet. You have no real, actual transportation. I have wonderful conversation skills, though, and all the rest of the accoutrements of the body and the physical form and the intelligence and the charisma and the making her laugh and all the rest of the fucking good times that she had. Clearly, no, I can do it. And, like, that's the truth. Because I didn't even need that, though, for what it's worth. I literally did it for fucking hackers. I was like, well, this is stupid connected, whatever, I suppose. Whatever, you know what I mean? I guess I'll just fucking treat it like it's a video game. This person is just going to be used to upgrade, like, cause if you really break it down, it's like I kind of need to learn how to break up a little better. Quotation marks, just fucking bite the bullet, that kind of thing. Just that kind of thing. Stop ghosting people and shit. It's like, it's stupid. That's immature as fuck. That's a really immature thing to do. Then give them closure. Let them know that they're good. Whatever. It's like, that's an entirely different person, different life, all that. This is never going to work. It's like, the lesson is, why should I be anxious? Why should I be angry? Why should I have whatever? It's like, hey, I put in the effort. I showcase that I can do that for them. I showcase that I am putting in the effort. And I have to keep doing it. But it's like, I know that they're fucking setting up a bunch of fucking damn motherfuckers that are in no way whatsoever something that I'm going to match with. That is actually something I'm going to be able to stay with. Like, I know that there are algorithms like that. They need them to keep using the damn fucking site. You know what I mean? So it's like, Hinge is not like that. I don't give a fuck what the hell their advertising says. It's not, in any way, shape, or form, what their advertising is. All of them that are free need you to keep using them. That server has to run off of some fucking money coming from somewhere. And it's like, some people will pay, most don't. If you don't have to, there's really very few people that will pay. It's like there's data scrubbing, but you'd be surprised how much that's not really as big of a money grabber for certain people as you would have thought. You know? And so it turns into like, yeah, so like, honestly, blow it out your ass. There's still Reddit in the online, like BDSM, Fat Life or Collar Space or something. I hold out hope for some of that, but then I don't. I really don't. Like, I looked at FetLife for people that were in Arizona that are on there once in the past. Well, actually, a few times. For what it's worth, I was interested at a very early age. Fucking 12, I hit FetLife. That's that website. So there's that. But, for what it's worth, there's not a lot of good looking people. I know that doesn't sound great, but there isn't. So like that's a big problem for me. Like and I know it again, shallow, shoving it, blah blah blah. But like if you don't like someone's fucking goddamn physical, like you're not physically or sexually attracted to someone, you don't want to be with them. Stop it. Stop trying to fucking make me feel guilty about that. You know what I mean? Like fuck off. Fuck you with your stupid like weirdism. It's like it's only personality. I literally give no shits about looks. Here's a person. They're a ghostly form. Great personality though. Can't even touch them. So you gonna be with that? Yeah, yeah. Fuck off. Oh no! What do you know? Turns out there is a little bit there. Just go shut up about it, you fucking freakazoids. Jesus shit. Deal with the fact that some people want to be physically and sexually attracted to their goddamn partner. Fuck off. Fucking shit. So terrible. He wants to fucking be with someone he actually likes to look at and fuck. That's the thing. Like I attract the worst. For what it's worth. My life is genuinely attracted attention, don't get me wrong. But like just for a really crass, brutalist, just like gonna get the point across way, uggos. Like, that's my life in a nutshell. It's like, what the fuck? I'm fucking not that bad looking. Like, for real. Like, I'm really not. I'm tall. I'm 6'4", and I actually am very handsome. Like, it's not a joke. I'm not joking. It's what it is. Like, I've been told that, like, not just from my family, but, like, from fucking random ass comments from others. No prompts, man. No prompting. No nothing. And I get that compliment. I know I'm fucking good looking. It's like there's no self-esteem. There's no like, oh, I can undermine your confidence and make you feel like you're something. It's like, nope, sorry, bitch. Get out of here. I have more than enough fucking moments in my time where it's like, no, I am. I knew it from an early age. I'm a kid too. I had so many people compliment me. I would use that to my advantage too to fucking like talk to them, and just be like, because before the whole trauma and the fucking family shit, it's like I'd go up to people and I'd just talk to them, and like try and see if I could get to know them, or maybe I'd pick something up and I'd sell them. Here's a rock, or here's a book. You know what I mean? That I found. It's like see, like that kind of thing. It's like I want to learn how to fucking talk to people, and I got so good. I was so fucking good. I could sell anyone anything, just fucking anything at all, and like apparently being approachable, likable, charismatic, and funny is a good thing that I just naturally had from a kid. Family didn't like that. I wonder why the jealousy that I think they have is there. Like, seriously. You can read it off of both my sisters and even my mother and my father. Like it's insane, but it's the lesson. You know what I mean? Jealous people always fucking try and figure out a way to rationalize and justify going after you for some reason because of the insecurity inside, and they don't want to deal with it. That's what that is. You know, so it's like, but I tracked uggos, and it's like, well, yeah, for what it's worth, no. I mean, I've had some really dark times, though. You know, real severe depressive disorders and traumatic parts of my life. And, well, you know, yeah, fucking thanks. Fucking jeez. Yeah, I can totally handle. I'm not gonna do that. I'm never gonna do that. No, I can barely handle this right now. You take actual effort, and I know that you're gonna think that I'm like this fucking terrible person because I can't give you the effort that you deserve. It's not happening. That was my thought process when I was like fucking just getting out of fucking elementary school. Now, talk to my fucking older and younger sister, they'll never fucking say that's it's true, but it's like, yeah, because fucking they never talked to me. All we ever did was argue about one thing or another. Like this would be another fucking massive argument. You never did that. I don't know. I think that's all they are. Bunch of fucking fuck ups. They could never fucking get better. Never get past their own egos. Never get past their own narcissism. Never get past their own fucking esteem and jealousy and all the rest of it. They're shitty people. They really are. They're fucking shitty people. This is the truth. This is the fucking real truth. And this is coming from my older sister. It wants to snap at me and do all this shit. You don't know what I'm dealing with and all that shit, right? Fashion designer in LA. Considering what I talked to, with the hackers and everything, to set up her life so she would ultimately have her opportunities and the job she currently has and the boyfriend she currently has, who's a lawyer, by the way. I think that's a real thing I did. Same thing with my younger sister, meeting her current going to work for NASA mechanical engineer boyfriend somehow, some way, in Tucson. The opportunity made sure it presented itself and she'd take it. After she fucking laid on me like you should have your life figured out and all this other fucking bullshit. But that's because I already planned all this stuff and they were already running this shit before that point. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it at all. They are legitimately undeserving of everything they have. My mom shouldn't have SSDI. My fucking father should not in any way be dealing with like having to fucking retire with basically no real money after my mom went off and fucking burnt through all of that. Let alone my mother. Like for real, like she's the one. She's the one. She, the fucking massive narcissist ego, obvious psychopath that loves to just fucking change whenever my fucking father and my goddamn two sisters aren't around. Like, oh, yeah, no, I'll just fucking switch it off. Turn into my real self. Mask is off. Standard covert narcissism shit, Like, that's a real thing. It's like that's not even the half of it. It's like I've made it so that they're not the only ones. There are so many people that have actual lives that fucking don't deserve them. Is that a plan? Reasons for some of the things I was doing. It wasn't worth it, didn't deserve it. This is stupid. Like, literally. It's like, try telling that to a bunch of people. That in every way will refute. Like, and I mean just super hardcore deny what it is that's going on. What I'm saying is real and all the rest of it. Like, no matter what. Like, that's all they'll ever do. Even though they know it's true. Even though they know that. They won't do anything. That's the truth. That's the truth. It's like, wow, depressed? Nah, just something I've been dealing with for like the last few years, if I'm honest. And then I have to deal with like fucking hackers or whatever listening to me, and then complain again about one thing or another, and then like try and gaslight me again, one thing or another. And it's like, how many fucking ones of them are gonna die, trying to fucking like fuck around? It's like you insult me or to fucking do some shit like that. It's like next thing you know, your entire life's upended. You get killed. You might actually have that heart attack right then and there after you've hit enter. And you know what? I've heard it happen. For what it's worth. It was like after a certain point, there's no more coincidences. It's the truth. It's like I'm crying listening to my son, my fake crocodile tears. You know what I mean? Amber Heard did a better impression if someone actually tried to give a fuck than that fucking bitch. For what it's worth, but then that's my mom though. Like she's really good at turning it on, but it's like it's all my fault. It was always my fault. You know that thing she does, but it's like I'm gonna guilt trip you. You shouldn't fucking think that it is all my fault, but it's like it is, and yours and yours and yours, and so it is your fault though. I said that several times back when my younger sister and my older sister were being contacted by me because I thought my mom was gonna try and harm herself, and got told that that's normal and you shouldn't act that way. And oh, by the way, you should shut up. It's her money, and all you ever do is complain about mom and blah 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 blah. And it comes from compassion. It says total abuse enabler, victim blaming. Like it's just never ending. It's like even my father dealt with my mother less. He was at fucking work so long. Like I was the only one that dealt with her shit. None of them know her. More like literally not a single one of my fucking family members know my mother as much as I do. And that's coming from a person that has like the ring attached to his finger. You know what I mean? Like him. It's like, no, I do. I can hear him already. Like, oh, I have the ring attached to my finger. I do. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure in intimate areas I don't care. Doesn't change that you really don't know who she really is because she tries to pretend with you so that way she keeps you around. I know her real self. You don't. Because she was able to display, let it go, the drop the mask shit that she puts on. And I've had to deal with that pretty consistently throughout my life. She's been doing it for a long time. Since I was a kid. Bitch is insane. I want her to die. But then, like, so are both my fucking sisters and my father. And my grandfather tries to fucking, like, know me. Not really, though. For what it's worth. And then there's just a whole bunch, shitload of things there. It's like, oh, you need to talk to your mother while you're homeless. Wait, what? Why? You guys don't even want to fucking talk to me or even acknowledge I'm homeless. Your mom's going through all this shit. I'm homeless. I almost got stabbed today. You really should talk to her. It's like they're still trying to defend themselves. These fucking retards. These hindered motherfuckers. Held back little retards. It's like, yeah, it's your mom. You should have. It's like, who you? Oh my god, I can't believe this guy's fucking saying shit like this. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, they, other people genuinely will care. Have actual emotions. You're not those people. You're actually super defensive. Like, you really can't stop yourself from continuing to try and fucking defend things that are just uncomprehensibly indefensible. But they don't care. It's like, you don't know what you were like. I raised you and made it so that way you had these, and I poked your buttons and I knew. I literally made the buttons that I can poke because I raised you. You don't know what you were like. I'm like, you don't know what you were like, it would appear. No, I was so bad. Oh, you're so bad. Okay. You were so bad. So bad. Have to hear it from my younger sister after fucking like getting, my mom dropped off at the hospital. I really thought it was going to be you that tried this. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, younger sister, great. Yeah. Fun times. Then it's not even getting into all the rest of the fucking massive problems that are absolutely there when it comes down to like, okay, so like how is it you really honestly expect me to try and get into a relationship? Like, am I really expecting much from any of them? Other than like, hey, is it really that impossible for you to just like kind of put a little bit of work in for me? A little effort, you know? I'm obviously doing all the work for you. Still, again, like I did back in the Chandler house. Still, again, all the planning and everything else they did. All the teaching, all the testing, all the fucking goddamn data set analysis. And there's like, well, you need to learn how to fucking be mature in a relationship. And the reason why most of your relationships even started or continued. Like, a lot of that was me. People getting that information, how to talk to you, and get you to come around to those different ideas of perspective and, validating each other. Fucking, jeez, man. You act like I'm the fucking child, and I was fucking doing that when I still had to pretend I was a child, even though at this point I was more mature. I really should have been at an early age. And man, I really should have had a shot and chance at a normal life before all of this fucking happened. I never did have it. They agreed to make sure I did. Talk about always lying. You know what I mean? They always lie. They always say they'll get me. They never get me. They never get me. They've never once done it. There's not a single point it's ever happened. That's a real thing. I have to pee real quick. Alright, so I guess we'll go outside and have the dog go potty. I have another hour of doing this to hope that all of the stuff is dry. Finally. So there's that. So it's cooling off, so it's warm as fuck in here. It's just been a rough day. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule. So I've been awake pretty much all night and pretty much all day. I already passed the 24-hour mark around fucking 5 p.m. It's 7:30, 7:29, 7:30 p.m. right now. So that's a thing. But that's another reason why I'm like fucking loopy when we talk about this. It's nothing new. Like, for what it's worth. There's not a single damn fucking thing about my family I could tell you throughout all the shit that's just standard par for the course behavior for all of them. Like, literally, that's it. And it's like same thing with all the rest of the motherfuckers I've ever met, more or less. Like, I don't really know anyone that I could have ever trusted in my life and loved. Literally, I don't know a single person. I've never had that. I've always been just by myself.
always around others, but always by myself. Not my choice, because I don't want to be just by myself. I want to be with others. That's the truth. I do. You know what I mean? It's like, how do I tell a bunch of people? How do I tell a bunch of people that in every way they're not worth shit? Phaser! I'm trying to eat cat crap again or some shit. It's like, they're not worth shit. Right? And it's like, yeah. It's kind of, for everyone I've ever met, they never give a shit about me. And, for what it's worth, they have other people in their life. And, people have family, right? And it's like, well, I never had family. That's the truth. I've never had family. I never had friends. School friends, I meet them in my classroom. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I do. That's like nothing. That's not a friend. You know what I mean? We don't hang out after school. We don't fucking talk about anything. There's nothing really there. And the same thing with, like, relationship. What fucking any? Like, this person is the furthest I've ever gotten. So I'm gonna fucking, like, oh, yeah, no, we're thinking about, after July, maybe I'll show up. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, no, absolutely go fuck yourself. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. No, I want something that actually fucking, like, means something. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be around. Wants to fucking, like, be in my life. Wants to get to know me. Care for me, all that shit. It's like, where do you expect me to go? What do you expect me to do? How the hell do you expect me to fucking do any of that? When I'm obviously fucked with online. Prevented in a lot of ways. And then there's still the whole fucking, like, whatever real life bullshit that there is that's going on. And then they're like, just yank one out and you'll feel better. It's like, I don't. 31 years old, man, I know I don't. You can go fuck off. You know what I mean? You can go fuck right off. Just go yank one out. Make yourself feel better. None of this is worthwhile. At all, to me. It's the same existential drama. It's like, I'm just gonna go through misery in a different way. And then I'm gonna die. All of them are gonna pretend that, like, this is not really actually happening. Because, like, they can't fucking handle it for some reason. The fuck is that about? If anyone should not be able to handle this, it's my ass. If anyone deserves full comfort, it should be me. If anyone deserves some fucking love and care and respect, it should be my ass. It's like, well, we're stopping anyone for. It's like, fuck off. You're willing to accept a bunch of abusive cunts into your life. Your family, your friends, whatever. So get a fucking version. Whatever. Like, fuck this. It's like, I don't need to fucking slow down. I know what I need. I know what I want. I know what I'm capable of. I know this shit. I'm good. This is my issue. I'm actually good. I'm actually smart. Like, I'm actually intelligent. I actually know. I have experience. I've been thinking about this for so fucking lunch. For fucking so long. Like, for real. For fucking so long. You know what I mean? Like, there isn't a single thing that they could fucking tell me that I haven't already heard or experienced in either a third wheel capacity or a version with one of my pretend friends. Brief as they might have been. Act nice. Try and, get to know some, no mask, but, the right kind of, like, hey, I'm not going to say certain things or whatever, right? Like everyone else. Everyone else does it. I'm no different. This is my issue. It's like, what's going on here? Like, for real. What? No, like, actually, what? What is this? Like, obviously I want to be with someone deserving of my ass. That's the truth. And a lot of you would agree that you deserve someone that's deserving of yourself. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you have no arguments, but you know that. Like, it completely destroyed your entire perception of me in a lot of ways. I can almost guarantee you that. It's like, is it the anxiety of whatever? And it's like, no, I don't have any fucking anxiety about that. For what it's worth, I have very little. You know, a little. You need a little. It's a little, scary. You know. But it's like, whatever. I'll do it. Who cares? It doesn't really bother me that much. I think that's the truth. I think none of it bothers me that much. I think that part, the whole sex thing, whatever, relationship thing, having kids, yeah, it doesn't. Doesn't at all. I don't feel any dread or anything. No, I can raise kids. Fuck off. I've seen people half-ass raising kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's like fucking, it's a joke to assume it's such a huge, ginormous anything. None of you treat it like it is. Well, I shouldn't say none, but a good amount of you really seem to not give a fuck. You never consider certain parts of that equation for getting them to understand themselves and others and communication and blah, 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 blah stuff. I could do better than you. I'm being prevented from that. It's like I deserve something that's good for me. It's like settling for something that's not is not going to happen. I'm not desperate. It's just the case. Like that one bothers a lot of people that listen in, hack me and all that shit. Like, for real, you'd be surprised. Like, that whole fucking post on 4chan is like, this one doesn't count. It's like, okay, jeez, incels, fucking Christ, we get it. It's like, fuck off, for real, yeah. This is true. You know, what am I gonna do about that? You know what I mean? Like, it's not the truth. It's what about these uggos comment? It's like, yeah, well, unfortunately, I rarely attract people that are good enough looking, physically. So I'll usually settle. And it's like, I don't want to. But I know my life. I know that's what they do. I know now, especially why that was going on. Say, I literally don't. Like, I'm just not going to. There's nothing. Like, it's automatic friend zone. Like, literally. It's like, I care for you, nice friend, all that. But it's like, that's it. You know how many fucking women have gotten angry at me because I friend zoned them? Like, I literally know what the definition of, like, a femcel is. Like, women, they have these certain, experiences dealing with certain men just continuing or, not getting the hints and stuff. Fucking hell, man. Like, I totally feel you. Fucking shit. Not to mention the whole fucking self-esteem. When I have low self-esteem, it's like, I suppose I'll fucking, like, keep them strung along. I guess it's a little stringy, Makes me feel a little better. This person does like me. You're just a friend, though. I'm never really gonna do anything, but I like the fact that you really swoon. But I just don't have anything. There's no tank there. They're was a tank for fuel out there, certainly wouldn't be any fuel in that tank. So, certainly no motor. Where's the car? Nowhere. Doesn't exist. It's like, that's the majority, literally the majority of motherfuckers that have ever stuck around. The problem is, the worst part for me, those motherfuckers were good people. Like, I honestly have people in my past, they're men too, that I just fucking hate the fact that I couldn't put up the effort. I didn't have a way to actually, like, talk to them. Like, first off, I didn't have a lot of experience. Like, this grew over time. Like, this conversation, like, this, this confidence, all this stuff, this is over time. This is getting rid of my family. This is lots of therapy. This is, like, getting involved with stuff. Like, I got myself better. Something that my parents would never have known. Because they just like, you're super confident, you're fucking angry, arguing, blah, blah, blah. That's all they ever see me as. It's like, it doesn't mean I can hold a job. It doesn't mean I'm not fucking absolutely 100% disabled. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, that person that they tried to turn me into, the utter lunacy of their ginormous levels of jealousy and envy and fucking shit like that led them to genuinely just pound me down and try and make me a motherfucking, like, little tiny thing and hate myself and want to kill myself and shit like that. Didn't work. Still here. Every day I live, it's like, I enjoy the fact that it does piss people off. I enjoy that. Like, I do. Sometimes it's like, that's enough. Sometimes that's enough to keep going. It's like, it's gonna piss you off. Fuck you. Don't care. Deal with it. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I literally hate all of you. You should die. You're the ones that should die. Not me. All of you should die. That's the truth. They say you get what you deserve. You don't get what you deserve. I've never gotten what I deserve. Maybe I have. I just am at a fucking point right now with the negative self-talk and shit. I can't remember it. Plus, I'm also really tired. I've been up past 24 hours. I'm fucking 31. Shit's brutal. The older you get, fucking hell. It is a rough motherfucking time to do that. Say, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? But, like, that's the reason. That's gonna be the reason. It's like, how do I find someone? There's no real place to hang out and get to know someone. And not to be mean either, but there's not a lot of approachable people. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm approachable. People will say something, and sometimes I can talk to someone, but it's like, I'm not, and other people aren't either. Because it's like, I'm riding my fucking bike. And it's like, and I have an objective. I have to be somewhere. Like, I only come out when I need to get to somewhere, and I have it all timed and shit. You know what I mean? I don't really fucking do stuff without something like that. It's kind of a problem of mine, for what it's worth. So I really don't like going outside. So there's really just not much to do. No places for me to do anything. There's no one there on the other side. There's no real motivation. You know what I mean? And I want something good looking. I want something that cares. I want the sex. I want the fucking, like, possibility of adventure. It's like, that's the thing. When I go on a hike, it's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go on this hike for the flat top mountain. I end up doing that. Nearly dark with my dog. Decided to take an entirely different route. I posted on YouTube. I didn't talk about? Going down that route, I went an entirely different way back to my bike that I had never gone on before. Through the dark. Got to my bike. Stuffed my dog. Poop. Dog's poop right next to the fucking trailer. Thanks. You know what I mean? I didn't really notice, but it's like, I got home just fine. People listening to me, You know, the whole fucking hacker thing? They got fucking terrified. I didn't have a single shred of anxiety. It was fine. Not a single thing. It's true. But whoever that is, whoever any of them are, no offense, but you guys are way more anxious than I am. You go way too far with your overthinking and shit. Like, you can just fucking figure this shit out. Calm the fuck down. Fucking take a look. Breathe. Fucking understand that there's ways of fucking getting back. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. Don't stress about that until you really need to stress about it. When you really need to stress, then you will be ready to stress. Yeah, I was right next to fucking power poles and a fucking house. It's like, I know my bike's that direction. I know it is. I know that this trail leads to the end of that trail. I know it does. It's like, I'm fucking good. So it's fine. Turned out fine. I'm here recording this. They freaked. I turned the light on for them because it's like they hacked my camera. Yeah, and so it's like, well, here, fucking the light, whatever. I don't need it. I know where I'm going. I can see perfectly fine. There's a fucking half moon. Like, literally, I can see just fine outside. Like, there's shadows on the rocks in between the shadows of the trees for me at night. Like, that's how good my night sight is. And, like, there's color to the fucking rocks. Like, I'm like, what are you freaking about? But they were. You know, they do. Yeah, and, you know, to each their own. I'm not trying to shit on them. It's just, like, that's the reason why I don't like being connected. It's like, I don't feel that. I don't have those issues. I don't. I actually really don't. Like, for real. I don't have anxiety over that. You don't have anxiety over? You know, for real? Whether or not I'm gonna fucking have kids one day. That's what I have anxiety over. I want to have kids. I want to have kids someday. That's the only thing I really ever fucking give a shit about. It's the only thing I really stress about. It's the truth. You wanna know what I have anxiety about? That. In my inevitable death in the future with some fucking asteroid or some whatever the fuck, and all of you motherfuckers eventually having to, like, calamitously deal with the fact that all of you are definitely there, and you're gonna have to just fucking own up to what you did to me. What you've been doing. At some point, this is gonna end. Like, that's a real thing. I worry about that. About me being hurt or harmed because of that. Growing old. Dying or getting close to death before they decide to fucking finally stop. Or not even having them stop even when that happens. I do. I worry about that. I worry about them continuing doing this dumb bullshit that doesn't matter in any aspect or way. Or they could just show up, fucking change things. They could do that. Why don't they? Some fucking bullshit like art or story or some fucking, well, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I literally don't care. I actually do not care. Not a fucking bit. It's not a joke. I don't. Like, I don't care about it. I've already given more than enough information out there on YouTube and more. You should have all of whatever fucking possibility of changing and hope of changing your mind could be. You don't need it. I don't need any of this. I don't need the test. What the fuck is this? I've said this before, though. Didn't record it. Didn't put it up on YouTube. But it's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, this is the truth. That's my problem with this. I said this too before this even started. You know, fuck this. I'd want the best option. I want it my way. I wouldn't want to lock this bullshit in. They didn't go with that. They were angry. They decided to make this intentionally this way, and they lie constantly, saying they made a mistake. They knew what they were doing. There's nothing saying that they didn't. How would they not have known? You know what I mean? It's such a cop-out. It sounds like, oh, you know, that seems reasonable. No, wait a second. That's not reasonable. You're able to affect all of this? And you couldn't have known? There's no way. You obviously knew. You wanted this. You knew you were fucking with me. You knew you were fucking around. That's how that works. You know what I mean? Like, you knew what was gonna happen. And, like, I went suicidal for what it's worth. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't talked about this with, like, even my therapist and shit. Or my mother. But I've recorded it. It's oh, hey, you know, there's this blue Chevy Cobalt my younger sister bought. I was driving it, and it was, you know, it's getting, I was using my cannabis, but nothing extraordinary. It's not really high or anything like that. It was actually just, oh, I'm suicidal. I'm going to drive really erratically. Like, for real. I told the person that I was trying to date about this. About my fears and shit. She didn't really seem to care that much. For what it was worth. But, you know, it's like I was suicidal and I actually attempted to kill myself by rolling that vehicle down a cliff. By intentionally hitting brakes and having the rear end skid out. I went through 2 trees, barely managed to not hit my neck. To, like, honestly, like, it would have killed me. You know, like, there's a rock there that would have 100% crushed my skull in. I barely missed it. Like, less than 5 inches. You know, I walked out of the fucking ditch. It was just not a ditch. It was a genuine cliff. You know. And, you know, I picked up my bag and shit and, you know, grabbed some stuff and, you know, he's like, oh, I'm trying to flag some motherfuckers down. Because it's like, oh my god, I am extraordinarily far from my mother's house. And I have no goddamn cell signal. It's going to take one. And she only has the RV. She only has an RV. And it's like, she asked me too, like, was that a suicidal, you know, attempt? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm fucking telling my abusive, motherfucking rapist ass bitch mother. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna fucking say any fucking word my covert narcissist abuser mother, or my family, or any of the rest of them. But, you know, I finally got it off my chest with someone. It was like, it was a genuine suicide attempt. But, you know, the worst part about it was I had fun, and I wanted to race. I wanted to get into cars, I wanted to race. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually having a lot of fun. Like, for what it's worth, I didn't want to die for a little bit. Whoever is with me, hackers, or whatever is around, basically kind of egged me on, you know, egged me on in the whole mental headspace. Try and do that to myself. Surprise, surprise, they later murdered some people and ultimately got themselves killed by themselves. There's only one, and it's the psychopath woman that was there. I was just happy to see me be happy, but then not really. Her old angel of death, mercy shtick. If you die, then it's over. There's no more death. No more blah, 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 blah. That kind of thing. Like, ugh. Like, for real,
that's all she is. She's not really actually someone that likes me or loves me or anything. Ugh, disgusting. Just fucking disgusting. Like, actually legitimately disgusting. You know, and it's like, well, that's nothing. It's like, I've attempted suicide before, and I'm like, oh, wow, yeah. This is not my first time either. Come on, Fraser. Come on. Nice minimization. Congrats, bro. It's like, that's something that happened. That scared me, you know, for what it was worth. And, you know, I realized it's like, my mother does that to me constantly. Every time, you know. My older sister. Like, the only time I ever seem to contemplate any level of self-harm is when my family is involved. He used to say much the same thing about me when I was younger. Like, imagine talking to a fucking 5, 6, 7-year-old like that. Like, look at him laugh. Yeah, I know. That's hilarious. What the fuck? How is that hilarious? Hilarious? It's not hilarious. That's sad and pathetic, you little lump. Yeah, just give me a second. I gotta get there and talk some more. So, I'm back home. Things are put away. All the clothes are put away. All that shit. So that took a while. It's like 8:31 now. So there's that. PM. Lay in my bed. Feels nice. Anyways, I was gonna say the fact that it's like, well, I like driving fast and seeing what I get out of the car. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. Like, that was the problem. Oh, not the problem, but like the good part. Like, for what it was worth, like all those bad parts, that was the good part of, like, well, you know, as much as I was suicidal and it ultimately did lead to that, what it did is it made me go, I want to race cars. That's what it did to me. It literally, I want to race cars now. Like, I do. I'm super interested in cars, engines, all that. Like, I want to do this. Like, it's stuck. It has not left. It's there. I'm not changing my mind. It's like, that's what that's going to be now. Just fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Screw it. You know, that's literally what I enjoy. I enjoy that shit. I like that. I want to do that. That gives me a genuine adrenaline rush. I am a genuine adrenaline junkie in all actuality. I actually am. I enjoy that stuff. Even if I get hurt, I'll still get up and keep going. Like, I do like that stuff. You know, that was me back when I was a kid too. And say what you want, I was also often in, you know, someone that would race towards taboo stuff, subjects, material, thoughts, words, any of that. Like most do, but then, you know, some of this person is curiosity. Curiosity for me was the big part of it. Like, I have a lot of curiosity. So, anyways, I just wanted to say it was like, you know, as bad as all that is, it's like, that's what I want to do. Now I've changed my mind, even though I still want to. Actually, I haven't really changed my mind. I still want to race cars, but it's like, dude, what money, all the rest, and just go fucking try and socialize. Maybe something. You know what I mean? You know, someday, right? Yeah, like get that kind of stuff. Like, that's literally what my mind's fucking. I'm not focused on I'm not fucking, like, all of that is I don't give a fuck. The only thing I really care about is, like, finding a relationship, finding the first person in my life that I ever, like, genuinely don't feel afraid to love, and don't feel as though that they're gonna abuse my trust. And have lots of sex, and have kids, that kind of thing, you know. So, it's like, that's the only thing. It's been that way for, like, fucking since the whole suicide attempt, a little bit before, honestly, before I got kicked out of my parents' Chandler house. Yeah, honestly, I haven't probably ever. Yeah, when I think about this, if I was doing like a processing with a therapist, it's like, oh, that's a revolution. That's always what I've been searching for. It's like you're not saving me or anything. Although I suppose if you wanted to be considered that, whatever, on that side. But it's also, I don't really see it that way for what it's worth. But you're allowed to see whatever you want to see on that side. It's like I love you, trust you, blah blah blah. So it's like cool, whatever. You know what I mean? It's more of a no. I'm comfortable with myself. And say what you want, but when you're 31 years old and you've always been alone, you need some companionship. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just kind of rough. It's like, no, you need to be comfortable by yourself and fucking love yourself. It's like, the spiel has already been known, I already do it, leave it alone. No, I know, I do. Uh, what am I here to teach you? It's like I said the thing to the person that was like trying to pretend to be Tenzin out there. It was like, these are psychological. Oh man, you have to have me, let me fucking teach you something. Like it's like you can't have learned it, you know what I mean? It's like, well, that for me is you are teaching me something. What the psychological, situation is to a person with an ego that has like a desire to be above and teach someone something. And in reality, it's like I kind of learned a good amount of that already through various other experiences in my life. It's not perfect. I need to do things, but like have a good grasp of the solid concepts and what's going on. That's what I'm trying to get across to people. I'm not trying to yank anyone's chain here. Just trying to be honest. I say I want this. This is what I've been focused on. This is the only part of my life I've never really experienced. Well, there's a lot of that actually I haven't experienced, but this is a big part of it. So that drives me a lot. It's like I'll get to it eventually. It's like that's the only thing I'm really ever trying to do. Get myself together so that way I can put forth and keep up the energy. And that other person really has their own fucking shit together, but and going on. If I had to really put it in a weird way, it's like that person with fibromyalgia had more of an ability to be functional and less disabled than I am. And that's from lack of socialization, lack of touch, lack of fucking goddamn like sex, lack of like, real world, kind of experience and shit. And, all the other trauma shit. And mental disorders. Like, that shit really did apparently destroy you. Me, not you. I was gonna say, would destroy you more than you honestly might consider. It's way more significant in terms of the detrimental side effects going on in my brain, for sure. It has to be there. Like, God, it sucks. I could be better. I know what I must get. I don't have the money. I don't have a way to do it. Like, there are certain things I just can't do it online, for what it's worth. That shit sucks. That bothers me. Like, if I could be like, and let's remove the whole hacker thing. I still have a massive amount of fear of going online. In real life, I talk to a person, I'm good. Online, as charming and all that as I am, I just don't like it. Like, I have a lot of fear. Like,
I want to have a voice chat. I definitely don't want something long distance. I don't trust a single fucking picture I see. It's all easy to be fake now. It's all extraordinarily easy. It's like, why would I want to fucking try that? You know what I mean? I just don't care. I don't, and there's not much I can really do. Yeah, I genuinely feel, for as creative and intelligent as I am, there are certain points where it's like there's just nothing more you can do. You have to accept that it's like that's what that is. But it's like that's the problem. I do accept that. It doesn't change that the pain and suffering is still there. It doesn't change that any of that is still ultimately a thing. It doesn't change that like that's the main reason why I'm having a lot of issues and I want to get better. It's like all in due time or something. And it's like, yeah, I'm sick of that. Like I'm really honestly sick of a lot of it. You know, because I have a lot of anxiety, but it's not really like the type of anxiety that most people would probably experience. It's not what if or I didn't or fear of missing out or something. It's more of a I know that there's this way of helping myself, and ultimately everybody involved is better for it, and I can't do it. That shit fucking sucks. And it's like SSI. It's like I don't believe in SSI. I've applied like 5 fucking times. You know, 3, 4 for sure. You know, but I've appealed so many times. I didn't have what I had back then, but in terms of diagnosis and medical reports and all that, but I don't believe it. I don't believe them. I don't. I don't. It's like I just don't. I'm 31. It wouldn't have mattered if I tried before. You know what I mean? It's like this is the crap that I think about. This is the overthinking, anger trigger thing. I was disabled before I was 18. I could not have worked a job. I tried to, and it genuinely made me suicidal and had my first really ridiculous levels of panic attacks, which made me non functioning tremendously. I dropped out of high school. My parents just sprang a job on me. Never asked for it, never wanted it, all that stuff. That's the truth. Randomly now I have a job I'm going to after school, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Terrified. I just go and do it. I have huge back pain problems. My depression and anxiety got to such an overwhelming degree, I became suicidal. Dropped out of high school. That is the truth. Got my GED later. My mom was like, just fucking do it. We're just, yeah, I never studied. Still got it done, but yeah. The point I'm trying to make is how the hell are you supposed to be an SSDI, which is the disability, if you have a disability that early? The answer is you don't, because you have to pay into taxes. And it's like, is it like a tremendous amount of money? No, it's below poverty wages. Like, well below. You do not get a lot of money from SSI or SSDI for that matter. Like, you really don't. That being said, it's like, it's gonna help. if I can do that, it's gonna help me. Like, that's the truth. It's gonna help me. I don't know what else to say about that because it's like if something's gonna help me, everything in my life has constantly gone after anything that might make me ultimately better or help me or anything. Like, oh, SSI's gonna help you? Fucking trash it. Just remove them. It's whatever, truthfully. But it's not. Because, like, it's not. It's whatever, though, your virginity. You know what I mean? But then it's like, it's not. It's not. It's a big deal for them that make it into a big deal. It's like, I'm looking for someone that really doesn't care that much, and in a lot of ways, like that, it's like kind of the opposite. You know, it's like let's just get it. You know, that kind of thing. I want sex. Like they know what they want. They're confident in that sort of situation. That's what that is. You know, I don't mind, you know, waiting. But there's a certain point where I'm like, my life has been brutal. Like utter, like I just don't have patience. As I'm tired, I'm angry, and shit makes me fucking just have issues. You know, it's like I don't want to wait around. I want fast, boom, 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 boom. Not like because I need it right now, 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 but because it's like, oh, that's just like what makes me feel comfortable now. Like that's what makes me feel comfortable. That's all that is. Saying, no, I know I can handle my shit. I'm fine. It's like, are you sure? It's like, yeah, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm used to it. Like, that's kind of what works for me. Like, I don't need to fucking worry about that stuff. And my fucking whatever that is in the past that constantly kept going on. But no, you need to worry about this. It's a bigger deal, blah, 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 blah. Pay attention to me. It's my only way. Yeah. It's like, it's not. Your idea is incorrect for my psyche, ego, all that. You are just smart, but like you're not aware that I have these personalities, traits, and egos, and so on that you're just not caring about. You don't find them to be something that is relevant and valid to what you think. And you believe that this time later or something is worth it, and it's not. Stop with the whole, well, you'll get there. I'm 31. Dude, like, I need you to shut up. I'm 31. I'm fucking 31. I'm not a kid. I don't have time. Like, and I know people, like, no, 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 you do. Like, nah, I'm an old, wrinkly mess when I finally find something. There's no getting anywhere near at all. Fucking having kids with someone. Or having a life. Oh, I'm gonna live my final years. I went through misery my entire fucking life, and then I had like a 5 year stretch where I had someone. Fuck that. He's like, you're shallow. No, I'm not. I like what I like. I'm a good looking guy too. That's what it is. Stop fucking around. Stop being a weirdo. Yeah, fuck sakes. Dude, like, he's hinged. The hell out of there. The fuck? You want to be physically and sexually attracted to the person that you're with. Deal with it. Some of that can take time. You're on your fourth marriage, right? Yeah. So, you, generally speaking, have a good time with each one of them, but, things fall apart. Tend to settle maybe a little bit. Can't handle certain stuff. It's a conversation of certain attributes of their appearance, or perhaps in the bedroom, things not really maybe working out the way you would want. After a while, yeah, pretty normal. It sounds an awful lot like you were desperate. You didn't give yourself self worth or self esteem. You didn't really give yourself the value that you really are. Your confidence led you to just decide to pick something that would have you. That's the problem with older people that are in their 70s, 80s, 90s. They just don't understand people like me. It's like, you have a whole life. It's like, I don't. Well, I went through all this shit when I was, you know, growing up. I still, at 30, is like young. I'm like, you're almost dead. You also had kids and you also did shit and so on. Well before you even hit 31. I know for a fact I'm missing out on certain things that would in every way help me feel better, be better, have better mental health. All of that shit. It's super dismissive and invalidating. Stop doing the whole, you have your whole life ahead of you. It's in every way irrelevant and invalidating. It's literally, don't say it, not true, shut the fuck up, please. And just deal with that shit. It's like, no. 31. It's like, they think that's young. It's not. It's not. You're more than a full grown adult. Like, at 25, you hit full grown adult, really. Like, you're still in that, like, fucking shit phase, right? But it's like, at 25, it's like, really with it. Like, I am well and truly past, mentally and emotionally, a full grown adult way too damn early for what it's worth. And then I still have that whole kid part, and he's like, no. Fucking still have these issues. Nothing's really changed. Honestly, the drama that all of these people that claim they're fucking, better than me, or they have, more maturity, or they're better able to handle whatever. God damn, do they have terrible fucking drama filled, craptastic lives. They don't know how to handle shit if something happens. They've never had to have massive swings in their life happen like I have. They are
nowhere near as equipped as I am to handle shit. I am just fine raising children. It's nothing to do with that's bad. It's the fact that I just can't find anyone. It's like I'm literally stuck doing this. It's like you do, will. There's no guarantees. In fact, if anything, there's a guarantee there's a bunch of people that are literally preventing and making sure I don't get anywhere. That's a guarantee currently. And it's just basically making me shut down and not even want to try. That's truth. That's all this is right now. That's his truth. That's everyone. It's not that bad. No, it's terrible. It's way worse. I just make it seem like it's better and nice. It's really shitty. They're always fucking going after me. They are crap, terrible people that do this. It's like SSI. What belief? I don't have optimism. I'm realistic. I gotta appeal fucking 4 times, go to a goddamn court system like I did in the past, and still not get it. All because it's like, well, I don't play off. You know, have this big, ginormous sign you know, going on with me. It's like, that's just what that is. If they don't see certain things, it's like, fuck you. It's like they make you work for it. I can't even work. I'm applying for this because I can't work. Like, oh, you have to work really hard. It's like, fucking, no kidding. I have so many diagnoses. I have so many mental health hospital visits. I have 2 quarter treatments. Two total. I've had a run in the law because of my mental health. I've been homeless twice. Nearly killed. Fucking tried to attempt suicide. These motherfuckers, you're fine. That's the last fucking time I fucking, you know what I mean? I'm in an appeal right now, but it's like when I apply, it's like, yeah, you're fine. You work your job. I can't fucking work a job. I'm not even done recovering what I fucking just ultimately went through, leaving that fucking Chandler house and ultimately becoming a never-ending, stranded, homeless person all the way up to this point. It's like, you don't know. It's like, oh yeah, I know. They kept me in a mental health hospital, but not kept me. My parents kicked me out and I couldn't fucking leave because I didn't have a place to go to. They eventually got me to a temporary living place after 4 and some fucking weeks, months. It's like almost a fucking, like, half a year. I'm in there. Give me to a temporary living place, 30 days. They got me 15 extra day because my case manager left. And apparently they didn't have all the updated information for where my priority was to get into a program that houses me. But it's just a program. That's for like therapy or something, but for what it's worth, it's really not like that, and they just treat it kind of like housing, because that's what it really kind of is. Because the shelters are full, and like, I still need some degree of help or something. I don't know. The program's like kind of built to try and get you to your own apartment, except you have to be in it for like 5 possible, maybe more years. It's a whole thing. Because it's like, oh yeah, no, you have 8 hours, there's 16 hours, 24 hours. Moving on. I was in there. I ended up getting kicked out of that for complaints about smoking marijuana. Cannabis. Yeah. Yeah, no, get out, right? Like, but yeah, no, they did. They kicked me out because of the complaints. Never tested. Never tested me. I have that on my recordings. They never tested me. They weren't going to. They were just like, you're kicked out because we got complaints. Never fucking did anything. No proof, no anything. Parents fucking went off on me. Wouldn't let me stay with them at all. I had a job, by the way. I had to quit because I was homeless now. Moved with the temporary living place to the, program. So temporary living. So let's say went from one mental health hospital to another mental health hospital to another mental health hospital. 3 of them actually, for being honest. Total moves of the mental health hospitals. Till I was stuck in one for the longest time. Temporary living place. To the first step down, program facility thing, which then they moved to somewhere else. And then they kicked me out because I had an argument with my, roommate. He went fucking insane on me. But he kept eating my food, and there's a whole bunch of shit, but it doesn't really matter. Point is, they moved me to another room. Yeah, but then they eventually kicked me out because they're like, well, actually, we promised that room to someone else, and the other room is, it's other dudes. They used to have bed bugs through sprayed, but, so there's no room for you, so we're going to have you move over to another place. Yeah, 8 rooms. Eight. This is all within the span of a little more than a year. Like literally, actually, for what it's really worth, less than a year. We haven't even gotten to the end of that year. But I was finally there 8 times so far. I was there for a solid few months, paying rent. I got an apartment, not paying rent, but paying program fees. But it's not what they really call it to the fucking snaps people. But I got a job, so I was able to do that. So, anyways, then the kicked out parents aren't gonna let me move there. So I'm living in my fucking car after I fucking have to throw everything out into the garbage. And there's a huge blowout and all this other. And it's like, it's just me that's gonna be doing this. Alright. It's like, I'm coming back around just to fucking, get a shower. Sucking. Holy hell. Like, fucking holy hell. Like, for real. Like, they just never-endingly went after me because I wanted to have a shower. Oh, you used my stuff. I'm homeless now, bitch. You won't let me live with you? You're homeless. You had your lease broken and your fucking goddamn, boyfriend break up with you. And I apparently need my shit together? How the fuck do you figure that? Like, you're a shitty person. You told me I was the worst. Doesn't matter. Point is, I'm suicidal. Fucking living out of my car. I'm gonna head off east. Yeah, it's some plans, but whatever. Fucking done. Car breaks down. Okay. From there, into homeless shelter, which I had to throw away all the rest of the shit I have. All of that. Yeah, and a whole, everything I could that was, worthwhile or valuable or had some degree of, helping me stuff to that shelter. It was a heavy, long ass walk. It sucked. Anyways, I was there for a while. Eventually, the shelter shuts down. I'm now in tent. Secondary tent. I had to move because, arguments and staying up for people apparently not good. I had to move from there because apparently having tents in this park that I'm legally allowed to, cops say I'm allowed to be there. In tent there. Don't want me there. Breaking my tent, fuck around with shit. So I had to move to another tent. And then I had to go to RV in Mesa because they let me come back but only in an RV because apparently Andrea. So I didn't even know she's not even gonna be in the fucking house. You can't do it. It's like, oh, but then we go back from the RV in Mesa to the RV in front of their house. Then from there, so I'm counting so far, 15 moves from that moment where they kicked me out. So I'm doing the finger thing. It's like, now to Eager, then to the homeless, or not the homeless shelter, mental health hospital again, for 3 months this time, 3+ months. Then, homeless shelter, 3-4 months there. This is the, you need to worry about mom, she's got all this stuff. I'm in a homeless shelter. She has bed bugs. I have to constantly go to fucking goddamn preachy ass sermons about how terrible I am all the time. So I can actually stay there. This is a mission, not a homeless shelter. It's a mission. Get to go back to my parents' house. Big old fucking, maybe I'm still in corridor treatment. It's like, oh, maybe we can go to Vegas, maybe we can transfer, blah, 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 blah. They moved to Vegas. They sell off the fucking house in Chandler. I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck here by myself. Actually, best thing. For what it's worth, getting around and getting away from them, definitely the best thing. I actually finally started stabilizing to a degree. Took a long time, but it finally started happening. Removing my family from my life is what helped me the most. Now, hey, what do you know? Working on my shit. Oh, never-ending problems with the clinic. Therapist after therapist after therapist after therapist after therapist. 3 case managers so far. I'm finally having a brand new psychiatrist. It's a whole new roster. Talk about a turnaround, right? Anyways, turn over. But whatever. Yeah. Got an apartment, and now I'm here. 20 total moves from when I was kicked out of that house and in a mental health hospital to the point where I am now in this apartment. 20 whole fucking moves. All my shit packed up, moved, thrown out, had to deal with various fucking people with drugs or weapons or whatever. I had to walk 5 gallons of water to my campsite, quotation marks campsite, the place where I live. Along with Nature Valley Bar bullshit from people that were willing to like fucking give it out. You know, take some fucking extra water from the bottles that they would leave on the sidewalk and shit. Walk the 2 to 5 miles to go charge my phone that would take literally hours. It would start in the fucking beginning of the day, and I would be there until night, and then it would be 100% charge. Because how bad the charging was. This is through, someone trying to fucking, stalk my ass, fuck around with my tent, trying to beat me, all this shit. It's like, you don't get me. You really don't. They're like, no. You told me you could get a job, though. Go fuck yourself. I might have been able to before you ever occurred, you fucking miscreant little bitch. Chiz. But not anymore. That's not happening. It's not gonna happen. It's not. I can't do it. I'm just having to accept certain things. I have to do that. My life's pretty shitty. And that's, by the way, I'm only 31. That started when I was 28. That's how fucking fast that's been. Yeah. Yeah, no, like 27, 28, something like that. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm 31 now. I've never had really anything other than a one time of sex. One actual blowjob. That's it. And now I finally had an actual date. There you go. First one. What are you fucking on about? You are not as bad off as me. Like if you're, I'm gonna talk to myself here in a lot of ways, but it's like if I was to honestly think about my family right now, like my older sister, my younger sister, these are fucking people that have had their depression and anxiety. I'm in every way they have. You're nowhere near as bad as I am. You have a fucking fashion designer job. You live in the heart of LA. Why are you jealous of me with your fucking lawyer boyfriend? You have like a fucking goddamn, like, actual mechanical engineer, works for NASA boyfriend? You have your fucking finances finally squared away? You're both my parents. I don't have any I have nothing. All of you are better off, and you're narcissistic, egotistical, abusive pieces of shit. Where do you get off saying you get what you deserve? I don't deserve this. I never did anything that deserves this. That's true. They don't deserve anything. That's the truth. But that's the unfairness of the world, and you have to accept it. That's what they say. But then they'll argue, and then they'll try and get a law passed to make it more fair. So it's like that's just not true. Obviously, you should care about it. And it's like right. Then SSI clearly discounts male mental health issues. In fact, generally, just society, if we're going to go be real about it. They're just not as bad as women. That's what that is. We can see that through statistical evidence of women more often than not for men versus women here. Women getting more SSI more easily than men. That's just SSI. It's not even SSDI. It's like, oh, I can't get on SSDI because I haven't paid in a fucking goddamn tax system that I cannot do at all because I can't work because I was disabled from an early age. I was kind of born that way. So where do you get off having that hope? Don't invalidate my fucking like genuine realism here. You're invalidating the fact that I know things. Like, it's like, I get the hope. I want the fucking SSI. You know what I mean? But it's like get out of here. You will do that. No, no. There is no. It will be done. It's the exact opposite. It's being made sure it will not be done. Either through those interactions, meaning those people, that shit, or just the fucking system being shit. You put the two together, it's real hard to get around that. When they actually work together, it's like, wow, that's a triple whammy now. Fuck this shit. I'm fucked. No wonder I'm like asking, hey. And it's like he was happy. He's like, oh, you wanted to kill yourself. Yeah, I got you to drive off that cliff. Try and hurt yourself and shit like that. Guy was smiling, laughing about it, genuinely happy. Piece of shit. Someone that works in our government. An asshole. It's like, I wish I could explain this to, judges or the people that are, doing the SSI or all of them. You guys are shit at judging. You don't know fuck all. Your entire system is literally built to just stop anyone from getting anywhere. I don't have the right accommodation. There's nothing that Voc Rehab can do. There's no fucking job that's gonna fucking work around this shit. I have genuine physical difficulties just standing or even walking for long distances. I can bike though, but it's like, oh yeah, no, let me just go bike for a while. In a fucking small place, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh right, but you how are you gonna do that Pell Grant where you have your ups and downs because you're still trying to stabilize and you can't even socialize and get the things that you really need? So that way you could be stable enough to work or, go to school, get a decent job that actually works for you. Saying, yeah, well, let me just fucking fuck off, I guess, because there's no way I can do that if I don't have that SSI first. That's the truth. That's why it's like, you have your whole life ahead of you. Shut the fuck up, you invalidating piece of shit. I'm tired of that. No, I don't. You have no guarantees. Shit is pressing. I do have fucking problems. I do have anxieties about this. Fact of the matter is, it isn't something I can get to later. It becomes more difficult the older a man gets, just like any other woman, to find someone and not have it be weird type of situation. Because everybody looks at you weird if you're a fucking 40-year-old with some 20-year-old. Not that I would give a fuck, but like, whatever. You get the picture? Like, it's harder to fucking find that. You have your life together. Which I do already. But it's like, no. Now you need to provide for me and all these other things. Dude, not everybody has the same opportunities and life chances that you do. It did. You could capitalize on them. Not everybody's you. Hey, why don't we just fucking scrub that? You are comparing yourself to everyone else. Go fuck yourself. That's not what everyone is. Not everyone is you. The eye roll sells it. Ugh. I have to acknowledge that other people are different. What? No way. Go fuck yourself. Fucking just ginormous asshole. Hindered, held back motherfuckers. What am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to get anything better? I mean, it's like you're stuck. It's like, stuck? Everything's always up in the air and I'm always stuck until suddenly something happens and I finally am there, but then like nothing else can be done. Say, what? This is stupid. That's why I'm always angry about it. Alright. This is done. Bye.